Is that enough pre-roll, or do I have to talk about?
Just the most said it like pre-roll ever. It's just like, okay, all right.
But you're probably going to mention the part about.
One sunny day, the light-hearted fool strolled along a hilly
You're going to get there one day.
path well, he was whistling a merry tune, it looked like.
Stop, my pet, a voice commanded.
A task would take an era. See, that's a word that makes sense in that context. Well, not really, but it makes more sense than Ruah, the magic word that gives you stealth. So, at least an era is like sort of related to time.
Yeah. This is the first puzzle I ever did in this game.
But how?
Strength is open to you from the start.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, this seems like a good introduction. We're assembling something related to the Book of Thoth, surely.
I mean, it would certainly look that way, wouldn't it?
Which also...
Ugh.
Which has a very conspicuously neon green E in it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything looks to be completely in place.
Could you imagine just like walking around Egypt in Tomb Raider, and like suddenly you just walk into this gigantic neon glowing green E?
Well, when you modify Oblivion and mess it up, that happens. Like, if you manage to botch the assets hard enough, it literally replaces them with giant floating WTFs in all white.
Oh, Bethesda.
So guess what I managed to do the first time I tried to modify Oblivion?
Did you hear that the latest Skyrim release hasn't been fixed at all?
The latest what?
Skyrim release hasn't been fixed
Uh-oh.
at all. No.
Oh, you mean the special edition?
The Switch port of it.
Uh-oh.
Because it's been re-released like 6 times now. And it's still a broken, buggy, just absolute mess.
I mean, did we actually expect anything different?
No, but you would think with the way that Bethesda always gets praised, that they might actually be able to afford to do some bug fixing every now and then. But no, well.
Though they should just like low key port over the unofficial bug patch.
They haven't done anything. Like, this is
just they haven't done anything.
This is why I don't like. As much as I thought Skyrim was, a pretty fun game, it was, it's the only Bethesda game that I've actually been able to play for an extended period of time. Another hidden set of words, by the way.
To the east.
Fantastic. Yeah, like I liked Skyrim, because again, like it had combat that I actually found playable, unlike Morrowind and Oblivion. It had.
Oh, you haven't. You think that's unplayable? Ha! You should try Daggerfall.
Well, blah.
It's all the unintuitiveness of Morrowind, except now you have to drag your mouse to swing.
It had a setting that I found actually fairly interesting to run around in, unlike Fallout. And it had animations. Like, holy crap. Like, go back and try to play Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout 3, and try to play in third person, because it automatically makes the game look so much worse.
That's how I mostly played Fallout.
It's so bad. I don't. I thought video game developers had figured out how to do strafing animations back in like.
Well, he vegan.
But yeah, so I thought Skyrim was actually enjoyable, but the fact that Bethesda's just like released it without changing it, like without fixing it in any way, and they've re-released it like 4 times now, is just baffling. I don't understand how people let them get away with it.
Well, I mean, Bethesda's always been kind of off.
And I don't know how people let them get away with it. They must have a magic word plaque.
One of my favorite moments was in Fallout 3. Like, Moira asks you to go get really hurt and maybe break something. And the game clearly expects you to go out and get into a fight somewhere and get really badly hurt, right?
Sure.
No, the quickest and easiest way to do it is just throw yourself over the balcony railing and then go back up.
I don't know. I think Deus Ex is a better first-person RPG. Haha!
You will do anything to get a bit of Deus Ex mentioned somewhere, won't you?
Well, this is the original one that I'm talking about here, though, which let's just say has its own share of problems. Have you ever actually played the first one?
Yeah, I didn't like it very much.
Yeah, it's
even when I played it the first time in like 05, I didn't like it very much.
It's definitely very much a first-person RPG from 2000. Like, it's very rough around the edges. Let's just say, like, there's a reason that I have yet to actually beat it. Even though, like, it took me 4 different, completely separate attempts to actually get past the first level. Like, I would start up the game, I would play, like, halfway through the first level, and then I would just, like, shut the game off. And I did that, like, 3 different times until I played it again a 4th time. And I finally actually, like, beat the first level and started going through the game. And, like, I got through the first act of the game, and then, like, I went to... I think I'm like, in Hong Kong now or something. And then I ended up getting distracted.
That's where I always stopped.
Yeah, well, that's where I ended up getting distracted by all of the other things that I have again, and so I haven't gone back to it. And yeah, let's just say that there's a reason that, like, I wouldn't have left Human Revolution like that. And, you know, I will go back to Deus Ex eventually, but, like, there's a reason, like, it's not super high on my list.
Red Urn.
Fantastic. My red urn. Have you seen it? A red urn. Is not red a gaudy color for an urn?
A red urn, he puzzled.
Is not red a gaudy color? And I look to the side here at this little side table I have, and I have a keyboard, my phone, my wallet, my glasses case, a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, another crossword.
Oh, so you lied.
I did lie. Oops.
A Bluetooth speaker and one of my laptops. Like, I have all of these on this side table here. And every single one of them is completely black.
Well, I have a box of Tic Tacs that is red and extremely gaudy on my side table here.
It's just like it was a very stark comparison to read that excoriation of the color red and then look over and just see the mountain of black that I have. I do have I have a red flashlight, so that's my requisite gaudy as well.
How did I not see the word squash? I'm so angry at myself.
Because you're bad at crosswords.
I mean, yes.
Hey, well, you found the potato at least.
I did locate potato, so everything is now fine.
So,
we can now stop the ALP. Just that's it.
So, do potato chips count?
No.
What about French fries?
It's a diet. No. Maybe if I bake them.
God, I haven't had... The only time that I've had French fries in, like, the past 5 years has been, like, when I've gotten them alongside, like, a sandwich or a hamburger or something at, like, a restaurant.
Like fresh Bergen.
Yeah. Because, like, I haven't bought French fries for, like, home baking. Well, yeah, or frying or whatever. However you prefer to cook your French fries. Yeah.
Like, you prefer to cook your French.
Wow. Harsh. Jeez,
you should know by now that I am incredibly harsh for no good reason on the French.
Jeez. That's racist.
It's okay though because it's the French.
Wow, that's like actually racist. Okay. Changing subjects. Oh.
And it's funny because there's someone out there who thinks I'm serious.
Oh, that would just make me even more sad. I don't want. I'm gonna stick a put a stake in it right the point right now. I don't want anyone who thinks that was serious to be watching this channel. I don't care for your viewership.
So what, I should just continue being horrendously racist against the French to chase away the people who'd think that was real?
I mean, no. There you go. You finally found that squash. Let's just squash that entire conversation right now.
You're the worst.
How many more?
And tragically, it's not a meat crossword, so we couldn't have worst in there.
What's the last one that we need to find?
Can you see it? I'm looking.
I found it the last time we did this, but I don't remember it now.
Leek.
Oh yeah,
it's at the end of cabbage.
It's right up there.
So just give me a couple more minutes.
I'm pointing to it, but that doesn't matter for all the people who are watching this.
That feeling where you get so into your video you forget that you're actually commenting on a video and no one can see you.
Yeah, well, no. You almost found it. Almost doesn't count, though.
Tragedy.
Pop always said almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Did he actually always say that?
That is actually literally something that my dad used to say.
That's kind of amazing.
It wasn't like... Yeah, it was just like one of those dad sayings that he would come out with every now and then. Like...
My dad didn't have any of those sayings. He would just say exactly what he meant, and he wasn't that poetic.
You still haven't found it?
It was a bad day, I guess.
Like, geez, I could go away, like, make myself a late night snack and come back, and you probably still wouldn't have found it.
I don't need all this sass from you. It's not unwarranted. I just don't need it.
Well, maybe you should have gone and found that leak faster then.
What can I say? Leeks aren't part of my diet plan.
I mean, that's kind of fair. Who does regularly eat leeks?
I think I know like 2 dishes that use leeks.
And
of course, in the margin of the recipe is if you don't have leeks, use onions.
I'm not sure that I've ever eaten a leek.
It's basically like green onion gone horribly wrong.
Well, I mean, there you go. Finally. Jeez. Took you long enough, bad yam.
The yams all went bad while I was looking for it.
Yeah. I mean, it took long enough. There's no way to keep them good. Anyway, here's another one of these.
I thought that was it. At least this is the easiest one.
And you promptly screwed it up.
I don't need the sass from you.
Negwoo.
Nigwoo.
For being the easiest one. You,
I'm bad at these puzzles. Why are you, like, even remotely surprised?
So why aren't you using the hotkeys?
I did, because you need to set up the keyboard to use the hotkeys.
And apparently that was just too much effort.
New. An old new is not new, and only a new is true.
I beg your pardon?
And yeah, 9 staffs. That's the 9 of wands.
To solve this puzzle, use the clues.
There's a rat, and there's also some ivy. Rat ivy.
Those are some really bad clues.
This one was annoying to solve.
How are you supposed to figure that out?
Rat ivy. If rats were ivy, they wouldn't steal into the royal kitchen. And if they didn't steal into the royal kitchen, they wouldn't eat the royal cheese. And if they didn't eat the royal cheese, they wouldn't have to set the royal rat traps day in and day out. But alas, only little lambs eat ivy.
Wow!
What a very strange kingdom this is.
Wow! Dosey-dotes and... Oh, man. What's the entire saying?
Mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy?
Yeah, mares eat
A
oats.
kid'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you? Thank you, Sharon, Lois, and Bram, for teaching me that one.
Yeah. Am I the only one?
Who knows who Sharon, Lois, and Bram are? Yeah.
No, it like legitimately, like when I was a kid, it was like you hear it as like maresy dotes and dozy dotes, like
Yeah.
what, and then you're like, what's a maresy dote? What's a dozy dote?
All I know is that little lambs eat ivy.
Yeah, little lambs eat
And
ivy.
the kid'll eat ivy too. Wouldn't you?
So this is a creepy puzzle that we have now. This is, I still don't know where I've seen this before. Like, I've legitimately seen this, like, as a thing elsewhere in my life, but I have no actual idea where. And it's gonna
I've seen it, like, in online, like, as an online game.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me, and, like, for the
Swastika. Do it.
I'm gonna call this LP to an end right now. It's over.
Why?
It's all done.
We have reached the end of what we're allowed.
Shut down by
the third key of Thoth.
Shut down by the YouTube police. We had a good run.
It was a swastika in the middle of an ancient port that made us get YouTube policed.
I mean, yeah.
Oh look, cried the fool. 8 giant letters have just appeared across the face of the land.
8 giant letters! For he had taken the opportunity to sneak past the page and run up the road. Goodbye! Ha ha, sucker!
Well, we have another key for Key of Thoth, so...
So let's go back to this. Oh, absolute nightmare of shape. This is a Windows screensaver.
How about this one?
I don't think that's a. But legitimately, like, that last one was actually just like a Windows screensaver back in the 90s. Like, my dad had it as a screensaver on his desktop computer for the longest time.
And now you know where they got it.
Yeah. It was probably a thing before
Ancient
that.
DOS game.
God, you remember when screensavers were a thing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember like it was yesterday. I remember downloading screensavers. It was this amazing, and it was actually quite awful one, which was just a Sylvester and Tweety sketch. Hand drawn in paint.
Oh, beautiful. It's always oh boy, paint. Remember when, like, paint actually has a lot of functions now. Like, it's...
yeah, aren't they trying to replace it with, like, Paint 3D?
I have no idea, but, like, yeah, as a program, Paint has definitely, like, it's seen a lot of change since, back in the 90s. Like, it's weird now, because you can actually do things in it now.
How very strange.
So this is a fun puzzle that we have.
Well, have you been memorizing the pathways, by the way?
But I like the
And you might be wondering...
the ever raising pitch as we go through here.
Well, it gives you hope that it'll end soon, I guess. But have you been memorizing the entire pathway?
No.
Up to this point? Well, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, you need to, because you gotta do it in one now. And
remember, if your mouse jiggles slightly and it goes backwards, it will die.
As they are prone to do in DOS games from the 80s and 90s.
Here we go. Honestly, I don't mind this one very much. At least it's easy to remember the pattern.
It's not the most egregious puzzle in the game, but...
And for that reason, you will not set this game on fire.
I can't...
You wouldn't go that far?
I can't guarantee that, but...
Well.
I don't have a physical copy of this game to set on fire, so...
And if you did, like, holy cow, send it to me instead. Like, my bruh.
You need a physical copy of this game?
Obviously. That'd be some gaming history right there. And then the first time I did this puzzle, I died right here.
What? Behold, the last key of Thoth. Welp, do it again. Except on a hideously colored background. Ugh.
Are you getting actual sick right now?
Ugh.
See, this is how I feel all the time when I play The Witness.
Hey guys, remember that joke section of Undertale with all the colored tiles?
Which one?
There were actually two sections, but the first one was the joke. The second one was where they actually legitimately used the colored tiles with all the rules that they had explained in the first section of the game.
Welp.
But they didn't expect the player to actually remember the rules. So what happened is the first, you could get through. I don't remember if the tiles are randomized in the second section. They might have been. But generally speaking, if you actually remembered all the rules, you could technically get through the section. And there would be like a special kind of dialogue trigger for if you did. But the game didn't expect you to remember it and be able to get through it. So if you inevitably failed, which was very likely, the game would just continue on anyway. Like it would recognize that you had failed the section and then just continue on.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Alright, so the sentry is like a heart pierced by 3 swords, which is actually what's on the 3 of Swords tarot card.
Take the blood of a man killed by 10 and smear it upon the weapon of something.
It's actually completely messed up, by the way, because as you'll very soon see, what that blood is. Also, are you able to solve this extremely subtle puzzle?
Do not try to stop me. Oh, us. Of course.
There's
Foolish.
3 of them, dude. The path of the sacred Ich.
Seek the broken wheel. So this is a real fun puzzle that we have right here.
This is the most annoying one just because it's so long. Why do you do this?
How long is it?
I think you have to solve, let's see. 20 words.
How long does it take you in this video?
1 billion years.
Do you think we should speed it up?
No.
Why not?
Do you not remember everyone just dogpiling you when you suggested speeding up the credits in Mirror's Edge?
That was a very different situation. That was the end of the game. That was not some boring word puzzle.
I mean, fair.
Do you not care about the sanity of our viewers?
No.
Well, then it's a good thing that nobody will object to this voice that I'm using.
Hold on. Why are you speaking like how I imagine the taller skeleton from Undertale to speak?
Ah, you finally figured out what voice I used.
Which is weird because he doesn't use a voice.
Did you not ever actually watch my playthrough of Undertale?
Oh, that's where I remembered. Yeah, I didn't watch the entire thing, sorry, because I was like avoiding spoilers.
Sons!
And then I actually went and played it myself.
And then you didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, that.
How dare you? You should go back and finish watching the playthrough, which is technically incomplete.
Oh, you're one of those playthroughs, I see.
I didn't play the game the 3 times that it was required to get the full ending.
I mean, I never will either. Would have been a lot easier if the guy who, like I always thought it was just a stupid joke when webcomic name was, had someone buy Pink Blob a gift and was like, and now I won't leave until you complete this model I bought you. And I thought that was silly, but then it happened to me.
Well, that sounds like your personal problem.
What can I say? My friend Derek bought me it and then wouldn't. He's like, now you're gonna finish it, right? And I'm like, oh no.
But yes, this is my Papyrus voice. Or
this is acceptable, I guess.
Or a close approximation, at least. It's also very close to my Professor Oak voice.
So what you're saying is you reuse that voice, and you somehow sleep at night.
Well, I've never done an LP of a Pokemon game, so there's never been any reason for me to Professor Oak. Welcome
No
to the world of
comment.
Pokemon. This one's called Pikachu. And in
So-
fairness, it's not like this voice was designed without cause, because it's, you know, how Professor Oak sounds in the English dub of the anime. Sort of.
Oh, no wonder no one wanted it.
But everybody loves Professor Oak.
Do they?
He's the best Pokemon professor.
I have zero idea, so sure.
You know nothing about the world of Pokemon, do you?
Correct.
You are an uncultured Philistine.
Also correct.
Do you even know which one is called Pikachu?
It's the rat, right?
Do you know how many lightning rats there are now?
Too many. That's usually the answer to anything involving new generation Pokemon, though. Just too many, whatever the question is.
They are the shadow of despair.
Oh, we're almost done all the puzzles of the first round.
Oh, but we have another one of these to go through, so that's good.
Oh yeah, this one's mildly unappetizing, by the way.
Puss. Spoiler alert.
I like how that's the one that you remember. Which, to be fair, you know, sure. So yeah, when you're supposed to take the blood of a dead warrior killed by 10 and smear it on a man outnumbered. That's on the weapon of the man outnumbered. Yeah, so you just smear pus all over the guy's bow.
Mmm. Delicious.
And what does that mean? You're all just gonna have to find out in the next 2 videos.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Vile green pus hissed out of the wounds. And as the 10 of swords is 10 swords sticking out of a dude.
Suddenly gruesome.
So, you know, accuracy. This was a Christmas card. So that's all the puzzles. Now we just gotta put the map together, and then the game will surely be over, right?
Surely.